Okay, so we're back from another new game. So this time we're looking at the life and suffering of Sir Brante. Like, the past 2 days I've been playing Rockwood Academy. I kind of replayed it because but it only picks up at the last part, which then I take a look at the game. It feels like it's a bit off-putting because the story it's a slog most of the time, and I it's only gonna last until year one, which is very funny how it's only 200 days. Okay, there's a lot of things for me to talk about it, but um I feel like it's a mobile game being ported to Steam, which kind of for a mobile game is pretty good, but when it comes to PC level, I have to admit that it's not that good. Okay, so now we're gonna check out Sir Brante, which is in a sense something close to Suzerain because it is come in a bundle. Okay, where as Suzerain you are the president, but point is that you are also Anton Rain, the person, and it's like this Life is Up Sir Brante, you'll be playing as him. I haven't literally played the game, but I've watched enough reviews and stuff to kind of make my opinion on it. So let's check out the game. New game. Sir Nana Brante. Yay! Thanks. Can I just have Sir Brante? They need it. Consequences open, hidden. Ooh. Okay. It seems that this game is gonna be hard. I check on the how long to beat it. It seems that it's gonna be longer than Suzerain, which is if roughly goes by one stream 2 hours, I would say 24 hours, and if that's the case, maybe go 30 hours. Well, depending on if I get a bad ending or so. Why don't we just, if I ever decided to play a second run, I'll put it on open if I ever decide to. Okay, so we're gonna play hidden. Okay, we don't know what will happen. You hold the fate of a single man in your hands. You'll follow his life from birth to death. Your choices shall define who Sir Brante will grow up to be. You will decide his personality, social status, and what mark he'll leave on history. If every step he takes at your behest, Sir Brante's character will change and evolve. Your decision will close some doors for him, but open many others. The world of Sir Brante is a ruthless realm, where people are divided into states. It is hard to be a hero here. Be ready to accept that Sir Brante cannot overcome every challenge in his path. Every hard choice will test his character and personal qualities. Often, you will not be able to make the choice you'd like to. It may happen because you chose a different road earlier, exhausted your hero's willpower, or haven't earned the right position in society. So the easiest example I can think of is if you are if you choose the smart path, okay, maybe you become the scholar type, but then when it comes to saving let's say for example somebody who's about to drop from a cliff, okay, you try to pull but you're not strong enough, so that kind of thing also works. Every victory will be a struggle, a path paved with bitter losses and gut-wrenching failures. Accept the tragedy. This is how you will create a griping and unique tale for your hero. What will become of Sir Brante, his loved one, and his world? It all depends on you.
The story of my life remains written on these pages, but my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
The scholar, the mercenary, or something. In times of the fall of the blessed Archean Empire, yeah, this is one thing that I don't like, is that the loading screen. Hello? Finally. Your fingers are stained with ink. Your breathing grows ragged. Your hands are shaking. Yet the words begin appearing on the page before you, one by one, clinging together to form a chronicle of your own life. Who are you? How did you reach this end? You were born, raised, and lived your entire life in blessed Archean Empire. In this land, a man's destiny is predetermined at the moment of his birth. Whether human or Archean, nobleman or priest, or low-born commoner, all bend to the divine will of the twin gods. And each life is not but a single cog in the universe's immeasurable machine. The memories come flooding back. They engulf you as a merciless wave, binding the days that are thrice dead and gone. Your dreams of your childhood, your adolescence, your youth spent in the capital. Years of peace teeming with life, and a war drenched with blood. High ranks and low deeds, opulent palaces, secretive city back streets, fields of battle, and faces. So many of these of the people you held dear, the people who walked this road by your side. Such was your life. Now, all exposed by ink erupting onto the page. With your every step, you sought to change the world as you saw fit. The choices of your upbringing, the path you carved in your roof, the fruits of your struggle, and the consequences of your sacrifice. All of it led you here, to the end of your time. And every choice had a price. Now, years and years later, the crossroads of your life echo in your memory. The pain and joy inextricably intermingle. Could you have taken a different path? Chosen a different calling? Fought a different place in the world? You had the power to alter the very course of history. You know, this really shows like the pen is mightier than the sword. Because whatever reality you have, it will not change the reality of whatever is written in the book. Now, on the verge of death, you struggle with doubt, seeking answers to the last and most crucial of all, your life. Of all paths in life, why did you walk this one? Did you choose your own fate? Or was your life shaped by forces beyond your control? Who determines a man's destiny? The man himself. Your path was shadowed by... the man himself. It's what I feel. Your life has always been yours to live. You made your own destiny. You can hear death's footsteps drawing near. You square your shoulders and take a deep, full breath. You have found your final answer. What is destiny other than a long chain of action of your own actions and decisions? No matter what happened in your life, you always had a choice. You lived the life you deserve. Only you can answer for it. But are you right about it? Is it all true? To learn the truth, you will have to return to the very beginning, remembering every step you took along the way. On these phases, the story of main name Brante will live once more. Continue. Ooh. Childhood. Childhood, where one life begins. First words, first unsteady steps. You are but a child learning about the world in which you were born. To you, everything is so new, so baffling, so unforgiving. A long trying life stretches before you, so many feats and faults, so many fateful choices to come. Yet, you are already sowing the seeds of your future self. You are learning to live and survive in this world, looking for a place within it to call your own, choosing your future destiny. Who will you grow up to be? In chapters Childhood, Adolescence, and Youth, you will live through the hero's coming of age. You will shape the protagonist's personality, his qualities, and relationship. By the end of prologue, you will determine the estate and future occupation of your hero. Only in adulthood will he start influence the world around him, and even the ultimate fate of the Empire. Who will Brante grow up to be? It's your call. Year 118. Childhood, where life begins. First words, first unsteady step. Okay, this one we've read just now. The fencing lesson. The first death and rebirth. Ooh. Determination. Your perseverance and strength of your character, your ability to get your way. It affects your frame of mind and the skills you have when you grow up. Represent how attentive you are to the other people and the world around you. Your ability to comprehend and learn. Personality. After suffering a lesser death, one is reborn. One who dies a true death faces the judgment of the twin gods. Sections that open here. Destiny screen is not available. Personality screen is not available. House of Brante screen is available. Okay, let's check out. Tarnished honor. Modest position. Glorious. Wealth. Medium. Unity. Stephen Brante. Robert Brante's sons from his first marriage and noble by birth. From a young age, he has been striving to be first in all and demonstrate his superiority to the family. Anything else? Nothing, eh? Okay. Okay. Begin chapter. At first, there was nothing. No time, no sensation, nothing but darkness and void. But then, a will breathed life into nothingness. Matter and spirit were set in motion. History began its march. It was your turn to enter this world. Your first memory, you are lying on your back, blinded by a bright white light. You are not alone. Above you tower colossal figures of those who created you. You are part of them, and they are part of you. Between you and them is an inexplicable connection, a strong, unbreakable link. They will always watch over you, guard you, and protect you. It hurts to breathe. You let out the pain in the form of desperate scream. Your creators extend their hands towards you. There are two of them, the one who made your form from their own selves and brought you into this world. They are united, yet as they lean closer, you begin to see how different they are. You can already feel the differences within you struggling against each other. The first figure is soft, empathetic, wise, and merciful. The love that emanates from it wraps you head to toe like an invisible blanket. The warmth from it is never ending. The second figure is strong and powerful, commanding and noble. It is harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance, a force of protection, and merciless punishment for every misdeed. Yet, there is also a third figure. It is like a shadow barely seen behind them, yet already pulsing with an unbreakable will to live. It is the very will to live that is now growing even stronger within you. A soft open palm, a strong closed fist, a lingering distant shadow. You struggle to loosen the swaddling clothes around you and extend a tiny hand into the world. Reach out to the palm. I think like I'll go with the mother. Like this one is probably like, you know, maybe the supernatural. Reach out to the palm. Your little palm awkwardly clasps the soft finger. You explore your mother's hand by touch. She smiles gently as her arm wraps around you and lifts you up. She smells of home, that indescribable smell, that feeling of safety that is second to none. Her embrace is the warmest place in the world, a place where you want to stay for all eternity. Continue. Year 118, your life in this world began. How will you live it? Oh, 100. Ooh, 1 year has passed. As the days goes by, you learn to tell your parents apart. You recognize father by his heavy breath and strong and cold hands. He visits you rarely. Robert Brante. Hello there, little scum, Brante. Mother's tender voice, however, follows you day and night. Lydia Brante. Ma, you're growing so quickly, my child. There are two more children in the family, named Stephen and Gloria. Gloria sings songs to you. She often dresses you in tight clothing and gently holds your hands as you learn to take your first steps. Stephen likes to sweep you up and pinch you and toss you in the air. Oh look, this is your brother and sister. Yeah, you're my little brother. We're gonna play together. But I'll always be in charge because you were born a commoner. Wait, they are my step-siblings? Is it? I think so. Be quiet, he doesn't understand yet. Come on, David Scamu, let's go play in the yard. It is hot outside. You grip your brother's hand with one hand and your sister with another as they help you walk down the giant stone stairs. Well, at the very least, both of them, like they're still willing to play with me, even though that we are from a different mother, perhaps. Then you sit on the ground and start exploring the sparse blade of grass with your fingers. It tickles. In the sky far above and away from you is a gigantic pillar, a perfectly straight stick made of light. It is so bright, it hurts to look at it. Why are you standing at the shining pillar? It's not going anywhere, you know. Hey, I want to play hide and seek. I thought I was only 1 year old. He's just a little baby, how's he gonna play? Then you hide him. I'll try to find both of you. You have no idea what they're talking about, but you support them with happy cooing. This is strange, but so exciting. Stephen and Gloria glanced at each other. Then, your brother walks to a big tree, closes his eyes and started shouting. Gloria takes your hand and walks you to the yard. Your sister takes you behind some thick bushes by a tall wall. The light from that light stick from the horizon barely reaches here. You can't see home from this place. The ground is crawling with tiny black bugs. Gloria sits you down on the ground and puts her finger to her mouth for some reason. Then, she's gone. You can no longer hear Stephen's voice and Gloria is nowhere to be seen. You feel colder. The bugs are no fun to play with. You've been sitting here for a long time, completely alone. Nobody checks on you. Did they forget about you? Did they abandon you? Ah, boy, since we didn't have... I feel like I want to find my way home. But then again, I'm probably gonna die if I choose it. it's a good thing. Like right now, I'm both cursed and like thankful that I chose off, to see what the consequences are. Okay, if I'm me, I'll probably just sit there and wait. The bush is covered with leaves swaying in the wind. You brush through them with your fingers. The twigs and branches are stiff and will not bend. They are different from the blades of grass. Down on the ground, you see a group of bugs carrying a little twig. You grab it from them. They're so funny. One of the bugs crawls on your finger and bites it, just enough to sting a little. I feel like this one here, like we're gonna become more smarter. You hear brisk steps, then the leaves and twigs rustling and parting. Your mother leans over you. You greet her with a happy face and show her the finger with the bug on it. So that's where they took you. Mother picks you up, puts you to her chest, and pats you on the head. Your brother and sister stand behind her, clearly feeling guilty. Gloria is in tears. Stephen keeps staring at his feet. Perception. Curious. You hug Mother tightly. She is here now. Two-year-old. Wait, you... I hope they put, they put me in the garden somewhere. Rather than, like in the open field. The Great Dissent. Another memory, you're still a little child, but you can already talk and run around on your own. Today is out of the ordinary. Father is busy around the house, giving orders to the servant. Throughout the day, the kitchen has been abuzz with work, and there are solemn, gloomy preparation and candles being lit. Even your older brother is quiet today. Mother takes your hand and brings you to her sister Gloria. My son, today is the Great Descent. We honor the day when the twin gods descended to us. You must spend this day in reverence to the gods. You're too young to understand, so just do everything your sister says for now. Gloria takes you to the playroom. There are no toys, no chairs, even the carpet has been taken away. There's nothing there but a bare wooden floor. Oh my god, are we gonna summon a devil? Today, we are not allowed to go to any other rooms, and we'll be eating nothing but gruel and stale bread. On the day of Great Descent, everyone must be where they belong. It is quiet, unusually so. Muffled voices from beyond the door are all you can hear. You are sitting on the cold floor, confused, with no idea what to do. Then you hear your sister's voice. A lovely song in the empty room. It is a little song that your mother taught her. You hold your breath as you listen to it. When the twins came down to the earth, they brought lots for every birth. Let us count them. 1, 2, 3. The twins made them for you and me. Nobles rule and bravely fight. They protect us with their might. Priests work hard to understand, give us by the twins' commands. Common people work and toil, always patient, never spoiled. Seriously, sound like we're summoning something. Live your lot where you are born, to the day you pass on. Know your lot and know the prayer, for the twins see everywhere. I started to think if I go for like the supernatural, maybe I'll start meeting the twins. And like the twins are like mischievous. Like I say, I've never played the game. You are transfixed by the tune. Gloria notices your gaze, and a smile creeps across her face. You like the rhyme, don't you, Scammer? Do you know what it's all about? Look, there are 3 lots. They were brought to us by the twins when they descended to us from the shining pillar. Remember that pillar of light on the horizon? That's it. You can see the shining pillar anytime from anywhere in the world. If you follow your lot as you live, you'll reach the peak of the pillar, and if you don't, you'll get eternal torment at the foot. You and I are lowborn. Mom is a commoner too, so the lot for you and me is to suffer and be patient and work hard. Understand? The priests and the nobles have other lots. The nobles fight and rule over everybody. The priests, well, I'm not really sure what they do, but I guess they talk to the twins and then teach everybody. Gloria stares at you intently. Did you get it, silly? Then she shakes her head and keeps singing the song over and over again. Her voice transfixes you, drawing you in. The room starts to glow like the sky. From this light emerge two figures you have known ever since the moment of your birth. One of them embraces your sister's shoulder, the other stands guard behind her back. You watch this happening before your very eyes, unable to turn away. Huh? Wait. Is this our parents? Gloria is swaying to the song, unaware of what is happening. She sings the final verses one more. Know your lot and know your prayer. You feel compelled by this divine sight to express yourself somehow. You feel words condensing from within you from the light. And what will these words be? I got a feeling that I'm gonna die if I choose this. That's what I feel. You know. So let's just sing it properly. Okay, finish the song properly. Know your lot and know the prayer. For the twins see everywhere. You sing the last line together with Gloria. Your sister looks up at you in surprise and gives you a nod. The shining pair standing behind her back turn to look at you. You can feel their gaze piercing you from top to bottom. When the moment passes, they melt into the dim light and coming from the window. Gloria turns her head to look at where you were standing. Do you see something, Tsukamo? You shake your head. Not anymore. Curious. Creole. You are starting to understand more and more of what the adults say. Your family is an unusual one. Your father is a nobleman, but not by birth. His is a title earned through great service, but your mother is a low-born woman, a commoner. Because of this, you are born a commoner, but father says you may yet come unto nobility. You learn to read at an early age. Together with mother, you read and learn by heart the many poems of the divine twin, the twin god who reside upon the shining pillar. Mother called these poems prayers. Again and again you try to discern the shapes of the gods in the strip of holy light that shines in the sky all day and night, but the light is still blinding to gaze upon. The greatest joy of all is when the stairs are no longer insurmountable obstacle. Now you can climb, even jump from step to step. Father urges you to be more careful and avoid climbing too high. But even though you keep falling, you never stop being curious around the world, about the world around you. Your older brother Stephen now spends less and less time playing with Gloria and you. Playing with commoners is beneath a nobleman to be, he says. So Gloria calls him names and Stephen pulls her pigtails. One fine evening, father gathers you all in the sitting room with an announcement. You will have another little brother or sister too. Gloria asks him to bring home a little sister. Another brother will be too much. Stephen gets frustrated. There are too many little siblings in his way as it is. Soon, you will be an older brother. It doesn't really matter who the youngest will be. A boy or girl, you will love them the most. Your father comes back from his trips and he reads his adult books aloud for you. You find these stories of war, generals, and rebellions quite enchanting. Your father approves of your fascination. Study hard, and maybe one day you become a noble of the mantle and earn your sword. But first, you need to grow up. Growing up, the concept is terrifying as it is alluring. What the heck? The lot of suffering. You keep staring at the carpet under your feet. You are both ashamed and proud. It feels odd. A scratch on your hand stings a little. Stephen is standing next to you, sniffling from pain. Your brother was training in the courtyard with a wooden sword. You wanted to play with him, but he ended up getting angry and throwing a sword at you. The stick hit you in the shoulder. You picked it up and hit him with it. You see mother's shoes walking to and fro on the carpet. You do not want to look up. You would rather not see her angry. She's not as gentle to you these days. Why did you hurt Steven Scammell? You stammered out, explaining he hit you first. You just hit him back. How dare he pester me like that? When I grow up, I'm gonna hit you with a real sword. Mother slashes you both and speaks to you again. Her voice is stern, and yet you can still feel her concern from you. Even if Steven hits you, you cannot hit him back. You are my son. I was born a commoner. Our lot is to suffer. But your brother was born from a moral father and a noble mother. His sacrament is coming soon. And then he'll rule over the likes of us. If you hurt a noble, you must be punished. That is your lot. And the sooner you learn it, the better off our entire family will be. Now Steven looks at you in triumph. You look at Mother in fear, not sure what to do now. Deny your guilt. Demand an explanation. You start asking questions. Why were you born a commoner and your father is a noble? If you have your father's name, why can't you have his lot? Why can't you choose a lot for yourself if you don't like the one you have? Your mother is stunned by all the questions you are peppering her with. Don't you dare ask me that, Scammell. I'll violate my lot if I start explaining it all to you. I'm a commoner, not a priest. You are flogged in front of the entire family. The pain burns on your skin again and again. Tears keep rolling down your cheeks. It feels like the punishment will never end. It hurts to walk when you are finally let go. You slowly climb up the stairs and walk to your room. You see a book on your bed, the teaching Isaias, Volume 2. Your tears have dried now. You begin to read and slowly making your way through the difficult words. Every death of the body bringeth the soul ever closer to the twin's judgment, and when the body dieth of true death, the soul soars to the shining pillar. The twin gods do judge every soul, and their judgment is stern and unforgiving. He who followeth his lot in life from his birth shall melt in bliss atop the peak of shining pillar. The words confuse and elude you, installing fear and awe. You read this mysterious book again and again as you grow up. Can I check the stats? Guess I can't. Mother mostly stays in her chambers now. With each passing day, she grows heavier and her features get rounder. It gets difficult for her to walk, but she still smiles at all the time. One day she takes your hand and puts them on her big belly, and you feel a movement deep inside her. You will have another brother or sister soon. Gloria takes you on walks to the yard now. You explore the yard together under the evening light of the pillar, and she sings you songs and tells you amazing stories. Hey Scammell, do you want to hear a rhyme? I wrote it myself. There's even a bit about you, but don't tell anyone, okay? Writing poems and songs is only for nobles. If mommy hears about it, I'll get flogged, remember? Remember how you got flogged for killing Stefan? Our judge is my second father. In the past I had another. Mother says the twins are great, says she should not fight our fate. Brother loves to jump around, please don't fall on the ground. See, I wrote a little rhyme, please don't tell them it is mine. But today, your sister is nowhere to be seen. She promised to take you to the old pond and show you red frogs that live there, but then she vanished. The servants join you in your search. Even your mother leaves her chamber when she hears the commotion. Finally, you find Gloria in the far corner of the garden. She is holding a quill and sheets of paper covered in poetry. Mother becomes angry the moment she sees it. She looks through the poetry and her face grows dark with rage. Gloria is standing before her, wringing her hands and looking for an opportunity to run, but there seems to be no escape. What is this nonsense, Gloria? We talked about this. You were told to take care of your little brother. You are absolutely not allowed to entertain yourself with this writing. I can decide that for myself, Mom. No, you can't. It has already decided by the gods. And he's not a little brother anymore. He doesn't need a nanny, and I need some time alone to think for myself. I'm not hurting anyone. You're a commoner and a future wife. It's time you learn how to properly care for children. Check your disgraceful former father kept me in his house. You could have been born a noble, but that is not our fate. You are absolutely forbidden from ever spoiling paper and wasting ink again. Mother grabs Gloria firmly by the hand and takes you to the house. The scribbled sheets fly into the fireplace. Gloria sobs violently. You are a bystander to this scene, unsure on how to act. When nobody can hear you, you offer to write poems with Gloria. Offer to write rhymes with her. Mother leaves. The last of your sister's poetry burns away in the fireplace. You hug your sister and whisper to her. Let's go to the library, you say. The two of you can hide under the table and write something together. Gloria shakes her head violently. Mother said no, and there is no way she would ever defy her. You reassure her that it will be your secret. You pull Gloria to the library. She fights you, but you refuse to relent. You carefully peek inside. Your sister takes a small book from one of the shelves, and you read it together under the table. It's a book of poetry about eternal love. Gloria clearly adores it. You decide to write a poem of your own. She recites a line in the ecstatic voice, and you repeat it after her and offer a rhyme of your own. She nods happily. You do this until the day ends. You have written a poem of your own and learned it by heart. But not a single line of it has been committed to paper, which means you stay true to your mother's rule. Yeah, she did say like, you should not waste paper and ink. We are following her, but it's all in our head. Pretty nice. But I bet later like the twins are watching us. Mother is in her armchair, knitting wooden jackets, pants, and socks for the little one. The baby will need to be kept warm, she says. Father spends less time at home now. Mother says he's very busy with important job. He is a judge after all. Wait, he's a judge? One day, you decided to ask Mother and Stefan about Gloria. How come they are brother and sister to you, but not siblings to each other? Well, my dear, I didn't give birth to Stefan, you see. She's the son of another mother, and Gloria is the daughter of another father. Come now, don't knit your brow like that. You understand when you grow older. Then what happened to the other wife? How is that even possible? You're all family, are you not? Several days later, Mother calls Stefan and Gloria to the sitting room. You sneak in after them. At first, Mother gets angry and asks you to leave. But then she relents. You are told to sit still, be quiet, and remember every word you hear. When you enter the temple, bow to the twins. First to the elder on the right, then the younger one to the left. 7. You are a nobleman to be, so walk the side path with marble where the benches are. Gloria, you walk along the sharp side. When you are there, you must get down on your knees, each on your own side. Stefan kissed the sword. Gloria, my daughter, they will strike you with the lash. Don't be afraid. Resign yourself to the suffering it brings. It is the blessing of your lot. Gloria doesn't like the idea of the lash. There's a tense feeling in your chest as well. You were told to remember this. Will the lash strike you too one day? On the next day, they take your brother and sister to the temple. You run towards them when they finally come back. The back of Gloria's dress is soaked with blood. She hunched a bit, sobbing quietly. Seven is putting on airs, acting proudly as ever. Nothing else looks different about them. It's like all is the same, and yet everything has changed. Wait, she got hit by the lashes and bleed? Each of them accepted their lot. Oh, bitch. I'm gonna take that guy down. Like, I wanna be smarter and better than him, and then later, like, I wouldn't like literally beat him up, but make him resign in defeat. Your siblings Sever and Gloria took their first sacrament at the temple. Are they at the same age? You eye the little bundle in your father's arms with curiosity. Behind the many layers of swaddling clothes is your newborn baby brother. Mother is glowing and smiling with joy. Stephen and Gloria are also here. Also exciting. Oh, all excited. You promise yourself you're going to be the best big brother in the world? Never hit him, oh no. The two of you will play together and tease Stephen together. And help Mother together and go on so many adventures together. It feels so strange to be an older brother. Just the other day, you were the youngest in the family, but everything is different now. Your parents name your little brother Nathan, and Mother spends day and night by his side. And Nathan cries all the time, day and night. Mother barely gets any sleep. She's so worn out she starts forgetting things. Like today, for instance, she forgot her knitting in the armchair in the sitting room. You better bring it back to her as soon as possible. You run to your mother's bedroom. You miss her smile so much. You walk in without saying hello and give her the knitting, but instead of gratitude, you get an ice-cold, exhausted stare. Nathan is also there, screaming all the time. Go away, Skamu, you're bothering me. She spit these words through her teeth. You look at the bawling newborn. She can't even get a minute of respite. Enough already. When are you going to stop? I just want some peace and quiet. Mother leaps across the room and starts shaking Nathan with malice in her eyes. His cries get even louder. She looks so tired from his ever-ending scream. She seems to be within an inch of smashing him against the wall. Something has to be done. You're scared of your mother right now, but you fear for Nathan's life even more. Grateful. If I do this, then she's gonna hit. If I do this, then maybe that she's gonna be thrown out. Redirect her anger to yourself. Mother keeps shaking Nathan violently, and you cannot stay away any longer. He is no longer bawling, he is shrieking. Just leave me alone. But then comes out your voice, so loud it drowns her cries. No, it's not Nathan's fault, Mother. You're just tired. Please don't do anything to my little brother. If you have to punish somebody, punish me instead. He's too young. He won't understand. Your mother freezes and looks at you. Her eyes two narrow slits. Her stare is cold and full of pure wrath. So pure you cannot help but to recoil in fear. Are you trying to teach me how to take care of a child? Are you giving me lessons on calming a newborn baby? You're insolent, insipid, and nagging know-it-all. It's time you learn your place. She puts Nathan on the bedsheet, then moves towards you. You step back, but a closed door blocks your way. She slaps you across the face. Your ears ring from the heavy blow, and your cheek burns from her breath. You wince and close your eyes, expecting a second slap, but nothing comes. Nothing but Mother's heavy breath and Nathan's shrill cries. Then there is a knock at the door. You step aside. Father walks in. He looks at you, clutching at a reddened cheek and the bawling baby. At Mother, her eyes are red with rage and tears. Her breath heavy and ragged. Go to your room, son. I'll join you soon. You do as you're told. Back in your room, you press your aching cheek against the cold window, hurt and dazed by what just happened. Soon enough, Nathan stopped crying. You hear Father's heavy footsteps in the hallway. He comes into your room and sits onto the bed next to you. Son, please do not be angry with your mother. The twins know she wishes nobody any harm. This is a difficult time for her, but we will make it through as a family. You step up to protect your brother. You acted like a nobleman today. I'm proud of you. Your mother and Nathan are resting now. How bad does it hurt? You shake your head, but not bad. But your hand still aches to clutch the cheek. Father embraces you with a sorrowful smile and gingerly pats you on the head as you press your forehead into his housecoat. Things grow calm now, but the trouble has passed and you're quietly happy. Yep, I got a feeling that if I didn't do anything, I'm probably gonna be like, Nathan is probably gonna die from it. Continue. Your younger brother Nathan is born. Five years old. This event is a consequence of your previous action, perception +4. The ant farm. Your younger brother Nathan is growing. Mother spends more time with the rest of the family now. You help her and play with your brother and take care of him when she asks. You often go to mother's room to sit at the foot of her bed after Nathan falls asleep. She reads you the sacred books and asks you about the things you learned that day. During these moments, you see the world through her eyes as well. One day, the door of your room opens and she brings you a large box covered with a piece of cloth. It is rare for you to see her so overjoyed. She sets the box on the floor and removes the cloth. The box under the cloth is made of glass and has a wooden base. Inside, you see a layer of earth shaped onto carefully crafted passages. And these passages are full of hardworking ants. Skamu, this is my gift to you, an ant farm. It is a little world in a small box. We can watch them through the glass. Look, this is the queen ant. She is the reason all these little ants were born. I got a feeling that from this we're gonna learn that, oh, we are just like the twins. You sit by the box together. You hold your breath as you watch the ant colony at work. That turns out to be a method to the ants' chaotic movements. Every single one of them has a task to perform. Some of them have larger mandibles. They are the protectors of the colony. They can draw blood from your finger. Others work all around the colony, repairing the walls and clearing any debris from the passages. There are also workers who collect food. You put in a special tray. Leave bits of meat and maggots and bring it to the rest of the colony. You take a worker ant and put it next to your food. However, the insect has no interest in it. It starts circling around the tray aimlessly. Mother takes the stray ant and puts it back to where it belongs. Why did you do that, son? The ants cannot do what they weren't born to do. Each of them was born for their own job. Wait. Workers who collect food and put them you put in a special tray. Take a worker ant and put next to the food. You shake your head slowly. If only the ants could do whatever they wanted to do. This is your gift now, so they belong to you. Or maybe mother's present is the reason they want to behave. Keep playing with mother. You offer to go outside together and find some bugs to feed the ants. Okay. Okay, keep playing with mom. Mother's look is full of warmth and love. Nathan, Gloria, and father are away right now. For the first time in a long while, it is just the two of you. And mother takes great joy in watching over the ant farm. She shares her knowledge of the world with you. The things she tells you are true. Why did Nathan go? Cause she's but Nathan is barely 1 year old, right? You move closer to her, suggest going outside finding some bugs for the ant. She agrees to this happily and holds your hand as you leave this house. Soon you are busy catching bugs and sharing your thoughts on how the ants will feed the colony with them. From time to time, you will laugh together, making up stories about errant flies and caterpillars overthrowing the Ant Kingdom. You and Mother hold hands as you return to your room. She can't help but smile. It is a faint smile, a child's smile, a smile full of sunlight. You are so happy to see the world through her eyes today. Humble comment from the obscure Anizot. Neither her lowly origins nor the fact that your grandfather directly forbade the marriage stopped your father from taking her into his home. He now manages the household and raises Robert's children. Your mother is devoted to her faith and insists that her children observe their lots. Willpower, ready for action. Ooh, prepared for anything. You wake up to your father's touch on your shoulder. He is finally back home after a long trip. Skamu, today is your special day. The day when you begin your studies. Now, teachers will be coming to our home to teach you, and you must do everything they say. Be diligent in your studies, and you will grow closer to a nobleman's lot. And since you must remember this day, a present is in order. Lydia, get our little schoolboy dress. I'm taking you to the market district. Stephen wanted to come to you too, but father shuts him sternly. This is your day. Your elder brother is here to hear this, but stays quiet. An open carriage takes the two of you through the dusty, noisy city streets. A pleasant wind tussling your hair. The city is called Anizot. That you already know. It is one of the largest cities in the entire empire. There is a big shadow on the street. It comes from white foliage of an enormous tree that spreads its branches all above the city. My son, did you know that the silver tree grows from the blood of our own God's own disciples? It has been growing here for hundreds of years, right in our city. It cannot be damaged or burned. Not even the clergy know why. Are we gonna destroy this tree in the revolution? Wait, I can check. The carriage comes to a halt by a small shop next to a city square. You run there and freeze by the stalls in excitement. The shop is packed with dolls and figures and toys. You've never seen so many at once before. Have you chosen your present yet? Father asks. You have? You want the Holy Order set, which includes several figurines of the Empire's greatest warrior of all time. You rattle off everything you know about the Holy Order. They were the ones who aided the Emperor's own forces in seizing the province of Magra and storming our city. That's how we joined the Empire. Father nods in approval. Very well. War isn't your lot for now, but maybe this toy soldier will teach you to think like a general. You will lead them into battle, study military strategy. Go ahead, take your present. Having said this, Father turns away to examine the books. You run to the box of toy soldiers, delirious with excitement. But there's a fancy-dressed boy in your way, and he's about to take your warriors for yourself. He elbows you aside and reaches for the box. Anger overcomes you. You push him from behind. Your opponents fall to the floor. The rich boy screams so loudly, everyone in the shop hears it. He hit me! He hit me! The tall of a man looms over you. This is the boy's father. But then, you feel your own father's hand on your shoulder. What happened? You press it against your father. Your mind more at ease now. He will protect you. Yes, you shove the boy to the floor in front of everyone, but he tried to take the present for himself. Father turns you around to face him when he hears these words. Is it true? Did you strike the son? You step between the adults, say it was your fault. Admit your guilt. Have more willpower. You recall your mother. If you hurt a noble, you must be punished. There is no use trying to lie and escape it. It's not about the lot. It's we're being on. It is the truth, right? Except, are we gonna tell the truth as well? They say it was all your fault. You pushed the other boy to the floor because you wanted to get your present before him. Wait. Father nods to you, relieved to hear it, and the enraged woman grabs you by the hand and drags you onto the street. The law is the law, and your punishment is overdue. They lead you and the nobleman sort out of the shop. You are told to bow to him and show humility. A bad feeling sends a shiver down your spine. With a satisfied grin on his face, the boy swings his arm and slaps you on the cheek. He strikes you again and again. Father stays quiet all the time, but as you ride home after the punishment is over, he shows you a rectangular package. I'm proud to see you living by your lot. A common birth leads to a life of humility, and you told the truth and accepted your punishment like a man. This present is yours, my son. I should have told the truth. A little box with 10 soldiers of the holy orders inside. They are your reward for humility. Wait, it went down? Oh, come on. I really should have told the truth just now. Screwed up. But at least at least we have a great relationship with the parents. Today's father ordered the dinner table to be brought out to the yard. For the first time in months, he's home. I sat on the confines of his always locked study. He spent the entire day playing with Nathan and you, discussing various matters with Sever, now an adolescent, walking in the garden. And now, a dinner under the open sky. Your entire family gathers together, with father at the head of the table. He asks of you about your studies. Nathan climbs up on his knee and recites a counting rhyme in a funny sing-song voice. Stephen mentioned that his fencing teacher praised his accomplishment. He rises from the table together with father to show his skill in a practice duel. Next comes Gloria's turn. She stands on her chair and recites a lengthy prayer by heart. Mother showers your sister with praise. Father chuckles quietly, hiding a smile in his mustache. When your turn comes, you recite all the ranks in the Legion from common soldier to high commander. Stephen listens to you with a skeptical look on his face. Night slowly falls, but the servant ensures that the yard is well illuminated. You don't feel cold in the dust today. It feels good, yet so important. All of you are finally together, sitting at the same table. No fighting, just smiles. No arguing, just pleasant small talks. Then, a servant approaches father with a letter in his hand. He reads it in a dim light, and each line gradually washes the smile off father's face until only a stone-cold mask remains. Mother looks at father with an unspoken question in her eyes. Gregor Brante is coming to Anizot. He is the head of our family. My father. Your grandfather, Gregor Brante, returned to the family home from the capital. Like, I remember mother was, how should I say this? He was against the marriage of a commoner, and his father basically disobeyed him and continued on with that. So I guess he left his first wife for mother? Maybe? Ever since the news of grandfather's impending arrival, there has not been a single day where the house has not been cleaned or decorated. Your parents anxiously make sure everything is in order. They tell you to wash your face and hands after walks and scold you for leaving books on the floor. They tell Gloria she will be flogged if she is ever seen hiding in the attic. They make Stephen stay in his room. Even baby Nathan gets in trouble. Everyone is on edge. Then, one day, grandfather arrives. It is a grim day, so hot your neck is thick with sweat. Mother, father, Gloria, Stephen, Gloria, you, and Nathan. The entire Brante family stands on the porch in front of the house. The house servants line up behind you. The carriages arrive, and out steps a tall, gaunt old man with a heavy walking stick and a heavier gaze. You cringe instinctively. Good health to you, father. Children, greet your grandfather as you have been taught. Still trying to look like a real nobleman, are you? You can't fool me, Robert. I was the first Brante family to be ennobled by the mantle. I am the only one who remembers how to bear this burden properly. I live honorably by my lot. Your marriage through that low-born wench cut us off from ever becoming nobles of the sword. My progeny could have been born bearing a noble blood. Father, I beg you, this is not the place. Grandfather eyes him with scorn and walks into the house, the entire family following close behind him. I've been away far too long. The entire house is a mess. This is an insult. How can you live in such a pigsty, Robert? Your servants have grown far too lazy, all thanks to your commoner of a wife. I warned you, did I not? And yet, you did as you saw fit. And the children, what do they know of tradition or honor? You are being raised in a virtuous family, father. And now, you're speaking like a lowborn who is content to live in humility? Twins willing, now that I'm here, this will not happen again. I'm taking your oldest son to the capital. I see you cannot provide Stephen with proper education, so I'll correct your mistake. Your brother's fate has been decided just like that. Father does not object. He orders the servant to prepare Stephen for the journey. Stephen freezes in place, glancing at grandfather and father again and again. The latter puts a hand on his shoulder reassuringly. Grandfather's lips are a tight line, white with contempt. The house is examined, room after room. Everything grandfather sees is showered with scorn. He scoffs at the creases on the blanket in Nathan's crib in mother's bedroom. He mocks Gloria's knitting in her room. The door to your room is next. What is this, Robert? Tin soldier in your younger son's room? He was born a commoner. I won't have him daydreaming of battle. Grandfather sees the box containing the tin warriors of the Holy Order. Your father stays silent. Anger and fear boils within you. This is your big present from the first day of your studies. It means so much to you. But what if he's right? What if you need to prove your right to command the toy soldiers first? Grandfather shakes his head in disapproval and shoves you the toy box into the roaring fireplace. If you wait too long, they will melt in the flames. Ah! Watch them melt helplessly. I want to rescue you, but determination. The wood crackles, the tin melts. The unpleasant smell of burning paint fills the room. Father grimly ordered the servants to douse the fire and clean the mess that was your birthday present just a few moments ago. Okay. I'm very perceptive. Soon, grandfather leaves. Your elder brother Stephen goes with him. And from that day on, father hired teachers to tend you alone. They bore you with monotonous lectures on writing, counting, and the way of life in the blessed Archean Empire. You often distract yourself from the instruction by playing with your younger brother Nathan. Your home grows quiet without your elder brother. Too quiet. Weeks later, your family received a letter from Sever. Grandfather has sent him to a boarding school for nobles, and he is now studying hard in preparation for his service as a nobleman. The rules here are way too strict. You can't even sneeze without the teacher's permission. I've been studying with my peers. We are learning how to live as nobles in a noble society. We're also learning the art of swordplay. That's my favorite part. With Stephen now at the boarding school, grandfather arrives once more. this time to live in your home. The only good thing is that he often has urgent business in Eterna, the capital of the empire, and has to travel there. One day, you ask Mother where he lived before. In Eterna, she says, but now his face is here. Each time Grandfather returns, he gives the servants new orders. Your home is now always busy with repairs. The servants are redecorating your grandfather's chambers, including his library and sitting room. Sometimes Father tries to gently talk him out of this. While subject of the house to foster reconstruction, Grandfather answer is always the same. This home is mine, and I will live here as befits a man of nobility. Nobility, my ass. Some days Grandfather stays home, and on those days you try your best to stay out of his sight. But there's no way you can avoid family breakfast. The food is there, and you cannot bring yourself to eat it. Mother's eyes are red and swollen. She has been crying all night again. Grandfather sits at the head of the table, where nobody used to sit before. Robert, it is high time your youngest son underwent the sacraments. Sir Brante, please let them live free of the law for a while longer. They are but... Shut your mouth. Robert, that wife of yours is prudent enough to interrupt me. If this ever happens again, she'll be eating her gruel with the servants in the kitchen where she belongs. It's time you consider a real marriage, Robert, one to a woman of a proper station. Glia dropped her fork. Grandfather shoots her a scathing look. A tear rolls down Mother's cheek. Father does not look away from the plate. His hands clench into a fist. Baroness L. Lodar is such a woman. She's a comely widow and a fine match. She is suing for her inheritance right now and could use a proper support from her husband. You can keep your low-born lady if you like. Servant, mistress, I don't care. I will not do that, Father. Man, I really like Robert. Like, he's trying to walk a fine line. I'm the head of this family, and the family standing took a severe blow after you married that commoner. It is unthinkable how you could give up the memory of beautiful Amalia Elborn for this lowly woman and that bastard child of hers. But now, you have a chance to set things right. Don't disappoint me. Amalia Elborn? What's the name? Elodar. Father nods curtly, trying not to look in Mother's direction. Father, I wish to see Stephen. If I find your conduct in the Baroness' presence satisfactory enough, then you may see him. He is coming for a visit tomorrow. Be prepared. Grandfather wipes his mouth with his napkin, throws it onto his plate, and leaves. Mother lips move silently. Nobody says a word. Then Father stands up and orders you and the other children back to your rooms. He needs to speak Mother in private. Father comes to your room just before bedtime. He sits on the edge of the bed, adjusts a crease on the wooden blanket. He distances himself from you after Stephen's departure, so you're not used to so much attention from him. In the candlelight, you can see his face in the dark. There's a sour expression on it. My son, Baroness Emma Lodar will be visiting us tomorrow. Please be polite and treat her with respect. Nathan will do as you do. I want this dinner to be as immaculate as possible. Don't let me down. On the next day, Mother starts dressing you and Nathan for the coming dinner. You see red all around her eyes. She has been crying for a long time. He turns just to look at her. Nathan starts whining quietly. You and Nathan are dressed in doublets. Your tousled hair brushed in shape. Gloria is told to stay in her room. Father appears wearing his best suit. Mother is in a humble brown dress, looking pale. Grandfather has uncharacteristic contented look about him. You hear the sound of wheels and hooves against the cobbles in the yard. Then, a pair of dainty heels came clacking. The antechamber is completely quiet and still. Fearing Grandfather's observant eye, the door opens. You see your guest, a beautiful dark-haired woman in a dress of elegant deep blue. Father takes the hand of Lady L. Lodar and kisses it, showering her in compliments. Grandfather's face is beaming in her presence. No one even bothered to introduce mother. Baroness, allow me to introduce you Robert's sons, Scamu and Nathan Brante. Frankly, his eldest Stephen, who deserves the most attention, but currently he is studying at Eterna with other young noblemen like himself. It's my hope that his younger sons will also make me proud one day. Grandfather eyes you with probing look. How will you act in front of the Baroness? Will you accept her here with your mother, with your father's rightful wife? Demand that mother be introduced. You demand that father introduce mother as his wife. Demand. You follow father's example and kiss the Baroness' fingers gently. Her latter fills the antechamber, ringing like chimes. Behind your back, you can hear mother sobbing. Grandfather nods to you in approval. Out of the corner of your eye, you see mother quietly walking upstairs. No, this is wrong. This cannot be. You walk up to father, look him into the eye, and ask a voice loud enough to be heard by everyone. Why didn't he introduce mother to your guests? She is your legal wife, and your mother, is she not? There is silence. Mother stops on the stairs and turns her head in surprise. Father is confused. Nathan starts whining again. Grandfather grinds his teeth, his hand tightly gripping the heavy walking stick. You keep father transfixed by your gaze. After a few moments that feel like an eternity, he winks at you, almost imperceptibly, and then adjusts his doublet and turns to your noble guest. Baroness, allow me to introduce Lydia Brante, my wife and mother to my younger children. Lydia, would you be so kind to join us for dinner? What are you saying, Robert? Father, it will be a disgrace to hold a family dinner without the lady of the house. Father marches up to the stairs and offers his hand to mother. She accepts it and walks down with a shy smile on her face for the first time in those many days. The Baroness presses her lips in contempt at the sight. After a long moment, Grandfather finally breaks the uneasy silence and leads everyone into the dining room. I feel like if we don't do this, then she's probably gonna be our stepmother. And like our life is gonna get even harder afterwards. And she'll be like every single turn she's kind of like make our life a misery, and mother is going to be like a servant. So even though like this will definitely block our path to with the twins, okay, but at least it's gonna open up some path. Maybe not with the church and noblemen, but I think this is for the better. I think. Mother sits at the furthest corner of the table, claiming that she needs to watch over Nathan. There is barely any small talk over dinner, apart from the Baroness and Grandfather discussing her widowhood and inheritance litigation. Father and Mother do not say a word throughout the meal, yet they no longer look as tense as the day before. There's not even a mention of any potential marriage. As soon as the door closes behind the Baroness, you flee to your bedroom and lock the door. Grandfather's heavy footsteps can already be heard in the hallway. He's a force of anger, eager to get his hands on you. Well, you had the nerve to interfere in an adult's affair. You ruined the dinner with the Baroness. Open the door this instant and face the punishment you deserve. Then, suddenly, his voice dies down. You heard Father speaking quietly. You both realize there can be no other marriage, Father. I already have a wife, and there is nothing to be done about it. I'm sorry, Father, but you will have to accept it. And please leave my son alone. He only helped me face the truth, and nothing else. Grandfather huffs and puffs at a loss for words. You hear the head of Brante family and his adult son retreat the door of your room. It seems there will be no punishment today after all. Grandfather leaves for Eterna alone. About a fortnight later, father received a letter from Stephen. He thinks grandfather told him about the incident with the Baroness, so the letter is full of ire. He writes that you have reminded high society about father's marriage to a low-born woman, and now the family reputation is at stake. Father winces and when he reads Stefan's letter, deep in thought, but mother is smiling again because of father's action. Her joy, a quiet and happy glow. Tarnish honor. Modest position. If I didn't do that and most probably we're gonna be in modest position somewhere, 4 or 5. To represent how close and trusting your family is, it affects the fate of your family members. Childhood. Father now checks on your studies often and nitpicks you for sitting or eating or speaking in an incorrect fashion. Once he becomes so annoyed, he said that he wishes Sever had been the one to stay home instead of you. You never expected to hear those words from your father, of all people. Grandfather's trip to the capital took longer than expected. He feels lighter around the house without his presence. You allow yourself a little change of scenery. Instead of your room, you now busy yourself with reading and calculations in the sitting room across the open door to the yard. Gloria joined you today. She has already helped progress through several complex passages in the book. Right now, she seems preoccupied with a strange tube. Aren't you hurt by the way grandfather treats you? You ask. Gloria just shrugs. Grandfather always says they should just get rid of me. I'm used to it now. He hurts you a lot worse because you're closer to him. I just have to stay out of his way, that is. She shows you the strange tube she has been holding all day. It's a kaleidoscope. I got it as a gift. Want to see inside? Excited by the idea, you close the book and peer into the tiny hole on one end of the tube. Your eye sees a multitude of intricate patterns. Each turn of tube reveals a new web of interwoven colors. They mesmerize you. The kaleidoscope turns the fire burning into the fireplace into a cavalry made of flames. You are riding at the front of the fiery horseman, ready to face the enemy. Grandfather's face emerges from the intersecting line, and you swing the kaleidoscope like a sword, cutting in half. Now, you look at the blue sky through the window. The patterns are unending, secretive, calm, and peaceful. Just like father's smile before grandfather's invasion. The deep blue gives way to a scattering of gold, radiating gentle warmth like mother's arm. This fleeting beauty too soon gives way to a hypnotic new pattern. Again and again, you see your family in these interconnecting figures as they come together and break apart. And in the middle of this golden glow, you see Gloria's green eyes gazing at you observantly. Your sister left you long ago. The books are abandoned and time slips away unchecked. But you're still busy peering into the kaleidoscope. Order emerges from the chaos before your eyes again and again. But you cannot preserve it, no matter how hard you try. You are caught in an inner conflict. There's so much to be done with this kaleidoscope. Should you take it apart or ask how how it works? Or keep enjoying the patterns it shows you. But you still have lessons for today. Return to your studies. If I take kaleidoscope apart, it's gonna like Gloria's gonna hate us. You put the kaleidoscope away and return to studying the book. There's so much to have discussed with Gloria, but cannot help wonder, what things did she see there? But first, your lessons. When father walks in, he sees you hard at work over the book. He chuckles in approval, then spots kaleidoscope on the table next to you. He puts the toy to his eye, then freezes still for a moment. It takes him an effort to put it back down. Then he praises you for being diligent and leaves. When today's section of the book is finished, you take the toy upstairs to your sister's room and tell her what you saw in it. Gloria smiles, knowing what you felt. I once saw a ballroom full of dancers. I watched it for an entire hour. My hands even got sore. Willpower! Well, at least determination went up. I need more willpower. Grandfather's visits are no longer a cause for fear and panic. He has become something you are used to. Something nagging, yet not unordinary. Like a splinter or a stain on your trousers. The tension still remains, however. Sir Gregor's disdain for everyone in the house is so palpable, it almost stings for real. Your lessons with the tutor are done for today. You are walking down the stairs when you spot Gloria peeping into the sitting room through a slightly open door. You sneak up on your sister and tap her lightly on the shoulder. She is startled. Oh, it's you, Scammo. Look, Sir Gregor's eating something. Grandfather is sitting on the sofa, flipping through a book with one hand and reaching for a glass bowl with another now and then. Inside the bowl, you see candied fruit. A sweet confectionery forbidden to the common estate, like all sweet things. Yet, Grandfather's face shows no pleasure as he keeps consuming the high-born treats. The clock strikes 3. Grandfather rises from his seat, puts away the bowl on the shelf, then leaves for the yard. He always takes a walk in the city at this time. Gloria nudges you with her elbow and looks at the candy bowl. When you look at her, the first emotion you feel is fear. The next is curiosity, and it is stronger. Stephen used to boast that candied fruit tastes incredible. Now you have a perfect opportunity to try it. You try a candied fruit first. The sugar starts to melt as soon as you put it on your tongue. It is so sweet, you have never eaten anything as good as this. You take the whole bowl off the shelf and give it to your sister. She takes a fruit and brings it to her mouth, carefully like a rare treasure. Uh-oh. There is a thumping on the stair, footsteps accompanied by the knocking of a walking stick. You have no idea why, but Grandfather is back. You quickly hide behind the sofa and pull Gloria after you, but she is frozen in place with the bowl in her hands. The door opens, Grandfather menacingly figure advances on Gloria, his hand seizes her arm. You squalid, ungrateful, lowborn child! How dare you bite the hand that feeds you? And you trollop of a mother will be sleeping in a ditch if it weren't for my swine son. The sweet, pleasant things in life are for the noble estate, not for the likes of you. Did you forget your lot? His hand swings and hits Gloria on the cheek. She falls to the floor right next to where you are hidden. Her fingers glisten with the warm, melted sugar that brought you here. Grandfather advances again, his walking stick ready, but he sees you huddling behind the armchair. Please don't hurt him, Sir Brante. This is all my fault. He tried to stop me. You can already see a bruise on Gloria's cheek. This is only the beginning of her punishment. Gloria was caught red-handed, unlike you. You can still avoid your punishment. Did you try the sugar too? Or were you trying to stop this piece of filth like she says? Tell the truth. My willpower is probably gonna go down. You stand up and tell the truth. Even though it takes you an effort to do it, you actually ate a candied fruit, but Gloria only touched it. You hope this will help your sister avoid punishment. You're quickly proven wrong. Grandfather's face is red with rage. He strikes you both with his walking stick, blow for blow. He keeps hitting you until he grows tired, and then he leaves you where you are. Soon enough, Mother comes in to find the two of you on the floor. Too afraid to move, she shakes her head in disappointment. You are badly hurt and covered in bruises, and yet she still forces you to kneel and recite the precepts of the Lord and how important it is to follow them. Then, You stand before your father and grandfather and swear never to take anything that do not belong to you again. I think that I improve a bit, right? Exhausted. I want more willpower. My perception is very high. Father and mother have been focused on Nathan and you since early morning. Instead of breakfast, you are told to say your prayers, wash your hands and faces, and get dressed in plain white shirts. Today is the day of your sacrament. Nathan Brante. Why does he look like? Why does he look like a ghoul? Mother, I want to go play in the yard. No playing today. You and Skamu are big boys now. It's time for you to have your first sacrament. No one can live without a lot. I don't want a lot. Be quiet and listen. You were born commoners, so you must accept a low-born lot before the twins. When you grow up, you will get a chance to earn a noble lot. Father and mother take you to a carriage. Nathan is hungry. He starts whining. Grandfather is the last to get into the carriage. His eyes on you and your brother, looking for every fault. Soon, the carriage is moving along the streets of Anizot, slowly and solemnly. One more turn and you see the colossal white building marked by two massive pillars. For the first time in your life, you are to enter the Church of the Twin Gods. You enter the gate, walk under the slanderous dome of the church. The church is divided into two halves. They are drastically different from one another. The floor on one side is rough and jagged and covered with dried brown spots, while the floor on the other is made of smooth marble. The commoners kneel on the jagged floor, and the well-dressed nobles and their families sit on the pews. Father and grandfather leave you to sit on one of the nobles' pews. Mother walks on the rough stone on the commoner's side and gets down on her knees. You see her wince in pain, for the lowborn estate shall suffer in the house of faith. The church acolytes surround you and lead you to the altar, where you and other children will take the sacrament this day. Before you stands a tall priest dressed in black, with a sword in one hand and a hefty whip with the other. Nathan's whining grew louder. He disliked this place. He is scared. You remain quiet, but your stomach roils in uneasy anticipation. The first child to take the sacrament is a jaunty little boy from the family of nobles. The family extends the sword before him and recites the words from his lot. From this day forth, he will fight, rule, and pursue the arts. His mind now forever free from the throes of suffering, for he now belongs to the noble lot. The boy proudly touches the flat of the blade with his lips. Nathan is next to receive the sacrament. He suddenly snaps out of his fearful trance and tries to break free, but the acolyte pulls him toward the altar, throws him on the jagged floor on the lowborn side. The sharp edges bite into Nathan's knee as he lands, spraying drops of red around him. I don't wanna! Skamu, why do they wanna whip me? What did I do? You try to break free and run to Nathan's side. You want to give him courage to protect him, but the acolyte grip on you is too firm. You feel utterly helpless. Your little brother has to face the world all by himself. The priest starts reciting the words of the Lord as he swings the lash over Nathan's shoulder. From this day forth, Nathan, thou shalt endure and work and suffer. Thou shalt be ardent in thy labor and humble in obedience to thy ruler. And now cometh thy first true suffering, which thou must accept with gratitude. The lash cracks. It strikes his right shoulder. It strikes his left shoulder. The blows are so powerful that Nathan falls to the floor. The priest tells him to rise. He has received his lot. Nathan gets on his feet and drags himself towards mother. His knees torn and bloodied, his spirit broken. It is your turn. Your feet will not move. You can barely muster enough strength to walk to the altar. You get down on your knees and feel the sharp stones below. So sharp your clothing cannot protect you. Your skin begins to burn. The acolyte forces your head down, and you feel the lash being drawn above you, ready for the strike. The priest's words are are for you now. This is thy sacrament. Thou shalt work and endure and suffer. Thou art about to receive thy first true suffering by the sacred lash. Dost thou accept thy lot? Catch the lash. The lash strikes, but before your hand flies up and interrupts it before it can reach your shoulder. The leather whip leaves a deep cut on the palm of your hand. Blood starts dripping from down your arm, soaking your humble shirt with red. The furious peal wrangs the leash out of your hand. The acolyte grabs you by the arms again. You will not be given a second chance to interrupt the sacrament. The lash cracks, it hits you on the right shoulder. You grit your teeth. Your back barely hurts at all. The real pain comes from the cut of your hand. The lash strikes again, this time on your left shoulder. You rise and walk away from the altar swaying. You see things with surprising clarity now. A timid hand touches yours. It is Nathan. His tearful face of mixture of confusion and awe. Mother takes your hand and leads you out of the church. Once you're outside, she scolds you for being insubordinate. Grandfather is the last to leave the church. His face is covered in red, angry blotches. There's a quiet fury in his voice as he says something to Father, who remains quiet and miserable as you walk to the carriage. You defied powerful will that day. There is fear inside you. You fear that this might one day destroy you. Determination. Active. Well, it's okay for perception to go down a little bit. You have taken your first sacrament and received the commoner slot. Juvenile. The mark left on you by the sacrament takes a long time to heal. Mother says it's a reminder of your lot. Suffering and sufferance, pain and patience. Vera shows you the mark of the lash of her shoulder one day. It will never disappear. You are a commoner now. This is the lot you were born into. But Father keeps telling you to study hard so you may yet earn a different lot and become a noble of the mantle. You recall the past with warm sadness, when Stephen was still with you, or when he wrote to you for a time shortly after he left. Now, he thinks it's beneath him to write to a commoner in the family. Mother didn't lock herself in the bedrooms as so often back then. This changed shortly before Nathan was born. But most importantly, you missed the time before the terrifying figure of your grandfather was constantly looming over you. You learned the true power of the lot only after the head of the family arrival. In grandfather's eyes, no commoner deserves to be treated with kindness. Is it just him, or is it the way of the entire world? The very thought makes you queasy. You are older, and what's more, you are an elder brother now. You learn how to care for others and how to teach and protect. Soon, you are a small boy no longer. As the day pass, play gradually gives you to laborious study. Now, your choices will decide your place in the bizarre and ruthless world of adulthood. Your childhood years are over. Okay. Next. Chapter 2. Adolescence. Untouched by death. Continue. Let's just check a bit about the beginning of save. I'm gonna end the stream, but I just want to check I think I have an overview of chapter of the adolescent stage. I just want to check that out.
I was growing up fast. The school, the streets, and the whole wide world awaited me beyond the gate of my parents' house.
I'm just taking screenshots so that I can use. This one's better, I think. To make a screenshot for tomorrow. Let's just check her out. Huh? I want to check the stats a bit. You live in this world for 8 years now. As you grow older, the life grows more complex. The world of your childhood was limited to your house and family, but now the realm is expanding. It also includes your neighborhood, the nearby houses, the streets of the ancient city, and any thought. A question now looms over you, growing more pressing with each passing year. What will be your place in this vast outside world? Few people in the blessed Arcane Empire trouble themselves with this question. It is not within a man or woman's power to choose. Their destiny is predetermined by their birth and those who bore them. And yet, your peculiar birth has granted you a choice. Your father is a man of nobility, a worthy example in the matters of duty and honor. Your mother is a commoner of lowly estate. Humility and patience made flesh. And your sky is a blaze day and night with the light of the shining pillar, the beacon of clergy. Your back bears the mark of the lash. Will you accept the drudgery and suffering that is the lot of lowborn for your entire life? Or will you follow the footsteps of your father and your father's father and fight for the right to serve the empire as a noble of the mantle? Perhaps you'll follow the twin gods' word and offer spiritual guidance to the others? The answer lies out there in the vast, terrifying world. What awaits you beyond the walls of your home? I got a feeling that this is where we're gonna meet our romance partner. Like, I do wish that I'll meet with a noble girl, and like she sympathizes with the plead of the lowborn. That's what I hope. Gloria's secret. Woo! Ingenuity. You find out about your elder brothers. Let me guess. He's not, he's not straight. You join the blood tide of Brante's family. Nobleman's sacrament. Or Gregor Brante more than 2. Your younger brother retrieves a spiritual domination from you. Spirituality. Damn. I think I'll go with Gloria. Matters of the heart. Yay! You experience a revelation by the sacred silver tree. An epiphany. The revelation. Oh god, I need to keep my willpower! Oh god, I need to keep with the willpower. I can't like... Okay, we really need to save. Ingenuity. Okay, I think I'll need to get above right now at -5. I need to be like, oh god, more than zero. I'm at -5. Relation screen is not available. Robin screen is not available. Map of the entire. Okay, let's check. Okay, we are at where? Any thought? Okay. Well, that is far. Eterna. This is the capital. What's this? The last to join. Okay, Margra is the last one to join. Astinia. Never mind about the province. Archduke Melandius. Power -4, Church -4, Wealth of Margras, Peace. Okay. Anything else? This is the map. House Brante, moderate means. Peace. Stephen Brante. I feel like if I... Wait. Back. If Steven's disgrace, if you found that, then I think that I'll be the successor other than him. Okay, so I think that this is where we're gonna stop. So tomorrow we're gonna go for the adolescence. Like, I'm hoping to go for Gloria's Secret. Gloria's Secret. Like this tree, I want to go for it. Matters of the Heart. So like maybe Sophia. Revelation of the Tree. Epiphany. But I think maybe I need to go for spirituality. Your aspiration to unlock the mystery and creation and explore the divine in the modern world, the people around you, and yourself. It affects your ability to become a priest and future skills crucial for the clergy. But then ingenuity. But how do I unlock this? Epiphany. Among all the family members, I feel closer to Gloria than the rest. Let's see the stats. Like ingenuity and nobility is like I think that they will really make me like the progressive scholar, which is I'm hoping for. But the revelation of the tree is also another thing that I want. Well, I hope that tomorrow will go well. But no matter what, I do feel like I want to save this girl. So we gotta bear with it. We gotta like have the willpower for it. Well, anyhow, I'll end the stream here, and tomorrow I'll continue. Like I say, I'm planning to play this. If I'm not wrong, like we saw. Give me a second. Just give me a second, okay? Let me check. Just let me check the how many chapters are there. Okay, so childhood, adolescence, youth, peacetime, and revolt. But peacetime is quite long, so I think like maybe peacetime 2 or 3 streams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, maybe more than that, 7. More than a week. I think next week also I'll still be playing it, okay, throughout next week. So with that said, I'll end the stream here and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.